I am here with Sophie, or Sophie Marie is your artist name, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Excellent. So Sophie Marie, we're gonna go forward with artist names from now on. This is Dan James, which was my artist name, because when I worked in a school, I had to have a different name on Facebook to what I had in the high school when I was teaching there, because you don't want high school kids finding out your Facebook information. No. Anyway, so now that we've established the artist names, we're all sorted here. We're here today to kind of chat a bit about, last bit of your journey at UWL. How is life now that all assessment is in, and obviously you've moved to a place where the land that time forgot, as far as you've been telling me. And so let's start with, how is life post university assessment in, just waiting for it all to kind of wind up, really?
Exciting but scary at the same time, because obviously it's a whole new, you're going into like the whole next part of your life, so it is quite intimidating, but everyone gets put through the same situation, so you've just got to go with it. And yeah, it's good. I'm working with a publisher now, which is exciting. And
Fantastic.
I'm getting songwriting jobs through them and vocal work, which is like obviously what I want to do. That's why I came and done the songwriting recording course at uni, so it has helped me get to the point I wanted to get to. And yeah, I'm just making lots of music. Got studio sessions booked with some producers I'm working with. Got one on the 5th in Brighton, working with a duo that are supporting Fatboy Slim when he's playing a few shows, and working with a few people I've worked with before. Like, yeah, just lots of exciting collaborations coming up, and just trying to weave my way through life now and keep the music going.
Cool. See, what I think has always been really fascinating for me about you, Sophie, is you're one of those students that has their eye on their career while they're at uni.
Yeah.
You didn't do that thing which worries me with students sometimes, is that they go, all right, now that I've finished university, now I think about my career. Whereas you've always been one of those students that's kind of driven straight for, this is what I want to do, this is how I want to do it, and you've approached this. And your project's kind of a really fascinating reflection of that. So obviously all of our third year students, they all do a major project for their final semester. Can you give us a bit of an intro as to what your project was about and how it kind of came about?
So my project was focused upon about how collaborations work in different environments and how people source collaborations. So I worked with 6 producers in total. So I specialize in like top lining for electronic tracks. So I worked with different genres as well. So I did some drum and bass, some techno, some house, and I sourced producers through different ways. So some were students from uni, some were already established producers who I'm contacted. Well, they contact me through Instagram and also through the app Vampr, which is used to basically source collaborations. Vampr is all about that. Not many people knew about it, and like that's why I wanted to highlight it in my project, because it's a really useful tool and I've got a lot of work through it. So I wanted to make sure.
So hang on. So a couple of clarifications. First, what's a top line artist for those who don't know?
So a top line artist is, well, I get given a track and it's already made. So it's normally like, because it's electronic music, it will be like basically a beat, and I will write the lyrics, the vocal melody, and then I will record myself singing what I've written over the track, and then send it back to the producer for them to do what they like with it, basically.
Awesome. So there's that, and then you started talking about like using a specific app, Vampr. You were saying to can you kind of explain how that kind of an app works, or worked and is working now?
Yeah, so initially it was set up like the dating app Tinder. So you'd swipe left or right on someone, depending if you want to collaborate with them. So to have their profile, or say what they were looking for, and just a bit of information about them, and have some links to their music pages. And then you decide if that was someone you wanted to work with. So for me, if it was a producer who was doing EDM music and they wanted a top-line vocalist, I would swipe for them because I wanted to work with them. But if it was someone who was looking for a drummer or something, obviously that's not my forte, so I would swipe left.
Now, obviously, there's kind of a downside to that kind of setup in an app, which I I maybe got to ask this delicately with a possible trigger warning as well. Did you experience any kind of harassment or anything like that from less than savory characters who confused a collaboration app with a dating app?
Yeah. It doesn't just happen through Vampr, like it has happened through like other social media apps like Instagram, but obviously the way Vampr is made to look like Tinder, people do sadly abuse that. Even though it's a great way and it works perfectly, people do like abuse the system. It was that's been made. Yeah,
So
I did experience so people like you would get messages when they're clearly not wanting to collaborate musically, or just put it like that. And
yeah, okay, yeah.
yeah, it's annoying, like, and you can tell by the way they word it and by the things they would say, and it's like you just block them, ignore them. But it's annoying because that is an app made for musicians, and you're expecting professionals and musicians wanting to
Yeah.
collaborate to be on there, but you don't always get that, sadly.
Yeah, I mean, I just, just a little message for guys out there looking to collaborate. If you're on a music app and it's for collaborating, that's what it's for.
Yeah.
And women don't go to those apps to be harassed. So just calm down. There are plenty of dating apps out there. Use those.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's kind of one of those sad facts that I think, of the new way that we're developing and thinking about. It's often everyone kind of focuses on the super positive aspects of it and then misses the fact that there are some, genuine dangers to, sharing your information and working with complete strangers that I think are much more cognizant for women than they are with men. I mean, I'm probably going to get some strange male group upset with me now, but the reality is that, I've tried out some of these things and no one asked me out on a date. So it's just a bit of a kind of one of the downsides of it, especially, apps like Instagram and things like that. Excuse me. But despite all of this, despite trawling through all of this, and I want to kind of put a disclaimer out here that the app that we've been discussing has actually changed their interface in reaction to this because they actually want people to collaborate.
Yeah, that I was lucky enough to get hold of Josh, who was one of the co-founders, and I had 2 interviews over Zoom with him. And my first interview with him was when it was the initial Tinder interface for it, but now it's changed, so it's more like a feed, and you see like updates of people like adding their new links to their songs and things like that, and then you choose to go to the swiping page, so it's not the main page anymore, which is great because I think it's going to decrease the levels of harassment because it's not just the one main section everyone's looking at anymore.
Well, it's nice to see developers reacting to that as well and going, we're not going to tolerate that sort of rubbish as well, which is great. So you've had some collaborations, you've had some successful collaborations, I assume. I mean, having looked over your project, there was some very successful stuff there.
Yeah. I have. Well, my song "All for You" with Seb Zito was played on Kiss FM, I think 2 or 3 times, and we also had an interview on one of the late shows discussing the track. And since this, literally, he sent me a message 2 days ago asking to collaborate again. And following my research in my project, we found out we both like to work remotely first. And then we think once you've got the initial ideas down, it's best to come together and finish the track together. And we're doing that now. So he's sending me a demo across, I think he said tomorrow. I'm gonna write my vocals and melody upon it. And then we're gonna meet in the studio in East London to finish the track together. So it's like, this project has literally allowed me to put it into practice. Like, this is what I wanted to find out, the best ways to work with producers. I found it out, and straight away, not even a month after handing it in, I'm putting it into practice and following all the research I found.
Fantastic. That's awesome news.
Yeah,
so sorry, my phone just went off. I should have turned that off before we started the interview. Whoops. So we're going to be highlighting some of your tracks on the site. Is there anything that you'd like to say about any of the particular tracks you'd like people to listen to, or is there anything you're really excited about there?
Well, the ones that are going to be put on the site are going to be the one that I mentioned with Seb or with you. That one, obviously, I've already mentioned. That was quite exciting because we had the interview with Kiss and had a few radio plays. The other track going up on the site will be Feeling It with New Division, and that was my first drum and bass track, and that's like the area I really want to go into, like liquid drum and bass. So I was really excited to do that one, and yeah, I really like that. It was one of my favourite ones as well because I feel like with liquid drum and bass, your vocals are more present than in house and techno. Like they're not manipulated as much or cut or moved around. It's like it basically, like my voice is always present, and I had the most amount of writing in that track. So I think it's good to show my writing skills and like my vocal range as well, that track. So yeah, my two favourites are going to be on the site, so have a listen. And yeah, it's
Awesome.
exciting, it's fun.
Well, thanks for taking the time to come and chat to us. Please enjoy spending all this time in the wilderness writing music and doing your remote collaborations. Hopefully those are going to continue to be successful. Great chatting with you, Sophie, and please everyone go and have a listen to some of the music.
Thank you.